IEM Katowice 2023 has just ended, and it was probably the best tournament that has ever happened in the history of StarCraft 2 Esports. While I'm making a big recap of this event, let's first talk about 3 things that made this tournament feel so special and interesting. Only a couple of weeks ago, people were debating about the patch and whether it favors the Zerg race or not. The term Zerg Cabal was coined, and many viewers and even some players were expecting the Zerg race to dominate in the tournament, thanks to the map pool and some other interesting changes. However, despite such negative expectations, this tournament really delivered. Most of the games were fun to watch, and each series had something unique in it. We also had a great representation of all 3 races, and I dare to say it looked really well balanced, even though the Protoss race seemed just slightly worse in comparison at some moments. And moreover, most of the matches were packed with high skill, nail-biting moments. My new favorite player Oliveira brought a lot of them, and here is probably the best clip from the whole tournament.
And of course, that's not all of Rainer's army. He does have the Ling run by, as we know that he always does. Taking a high ground is even sometimes injuring their own SCVs. The Baneling snipes from Time have been so darn cool. He's still continuing to do that. That picture-in-picture, he is actually taking out all the Banelings, hoping that his upgrades can push through. He's about to have +3. It looks like it'll finish as the Lings all dissipate. And has Rainer underestimated this attack from Oliveira?
That's a good question. The Queens are going to try and hold the line for a little bit, even transfusing the Overseer, but there are just so many Queens with so much energy zombie. Even with the focus fire from +3 weapon Marines, it seems like the Queens are buying time for the Banelings.
Reinforcements are coming. Ravi, reinforcements are coming. The Banelings aren't quite done. There's not even that many of them. Could he actually focus fire this down? Does Oliveira have a chance of this game? The tank siege is up. The Woodamai's guarding it. The Banelings are all gone. Rainer tries to go for a run by once again, but I think he needs everything back at home right here, right now. Here comes the swamp rally, and does Oliveira, does he have enough to stand his ground? He might. The Banelings, where are they? Rainer has to pull back.
Rainer losing ground right now. He needs to morph in some Banelings, but he's morphing him in right in front of the Marines. The Marines starting to sim themselves to death, but they know there is a timer. He's gonna snipe the Baneling, that zombie grub.
Oh my god, I think Oliveira might be doing it. He's so overstimmed, but he is gunning for Rainer in game number 2. The last few Banelings are going to be sniped. There's only 3 left over. The full surround. Does he get the snipe? No! He has to pick up. One was successful in the hit, and Oliveira might have just been too few seconds late. I don't know, man. Rainer, he's got more Queens, he's got more Lings, he's rebuilding the Baneling nest. The upgrade's still favorable for Oliveira, but his Marines were injured. His medevacs are almost out of juice. He's forced to return home.
It seemed like he was so close. The snowball was going more and more.
The next reason why this tournament was so good is its top-notch production. I enjoyed the players' cameras on the main stage, and it was so interesting to observe players' reaction when they were either winning or losing. This tournament also felt really emotional for many players. The poor main creator was just heartbroken when he realized he's losing a base trade with a better army.
The thing is though, Creator's gonna have to recall eventually, man, because these Lings are +3 Lings with Adrenal Glands, and he recalls half his army, but he loses the Nexus. Oh no, Creator, I think the dreams are falling apart here. He has lost each and every single base. He had the better army, the army that could have actually won the fight straight up, but Dark says, I'm not fighting your army, mate. I'm counterattacking, and you can see it in the chair. Creator is devastated. He is going to lose each and every single building, and it seems that it will be Dark who's moving into the quarterfinals to meet his teammate Hero.
Every single one of these buildings, these are the last lifelines there, but Dark takes out the last building. He eliminates Creator, not only from the game, but from the tournament.
Oliveira was overall very positive and hyped about his results, and his final speech brought a tear to my eyes.
So I want to thank you for everyone. Like, you guys show me the StarCraft 2 is not that game. I mean, there's so many people to watch, and I completed my dream. I mean, even I still feel not truth. But I want to see my family and use English and use Chinese, and I want to use English first. I want to thank my dad. Like last time, I lose ESL Atlanta, like 0-3, like 0-6, like no one win, like no one give one. And my father just tell me, don't give up. Like, you are always the best player in my heart. And yeah. And I want to see you guys. Thank you so much for watching. My English is not very well, but thank you so much. And I want to say some Chinese to my Chinese fans. Because now so many Chinese people are still watching. It's already 5 a.m. I think so. 我想对现在还在看直播的观众朋友们说，其实没有什么事情是不可能的。我都拿到世界冠军了，真的没有什么事情不可能的。我觉得，我等到这个世界冠军太久了。去年真的很难。我上次0杠6输的时候，我觉得心理争霸对我来说已经结束了。但是从上一次，我告诉我自己，我可以再多练习，如果有一天真的拿到世界冠军了，或许可以证明给大家。And I want to say English to everyone like, even you still are normal people, you still can be world champion, and no one trusts you.
And it was also sad to see how Reiner struggled to the very end. Losing in a reverse sweep must be really painful.
He is just trying to figure this out, no doubt trying to really use all of his brain power to think, how in the world can I make this better? We see the collapsible rocks on Babylon actually used, guys. Brilliant there from Oliveira. I was like, hey, I could actually cut off another attack point. I'm not going to get surrounded at all here.
Even gonna siege up a Liberator on it to just slow down the Hydras a little bit. It's not gonna do too much. It does get picked off there, but it buys himself a little bit of time. The rocks are still there and still technically defended for a bit.
Yeah, I think Reiner might regret not being able to kill those rocks earlier on, but that's the thing. He couldn't get around to it. Oliveira's pressure has been very consistent, and Reiner knows that he is in a lot of trouble. Gonna go for a run by, but look at the reinforcements for Oliveira. They're gonna be able to intercept this with the superior upgrades as well. Reiner knows that he's running out of chances. He's running out of options. There's no Hail Mary here. He's gonna try and get to Lurkers, but Oliveira can absolutely get to Ghost. That necessarily won't be a deal breaker for Oliveira's push.
Reiner just lost his 5th base. Oliveira's ahead on bases against a Zerg player. This is getting more and more dire as the game goes on. Reiner about to potentially be eliminated. Can this be the knockout punch from Oliveira? The Abducts come forward on the Sea Shakes, a lot of them unsieged. Is this enough here from Reiner? Oliveira, he's taking care of most of the Blings and the Banelings. He's charging on forward.
He's done it, man. Reiner knows that he's thinking back in his chair. Oliveira, 180 supply, moving in to Reiner's reinforcement line. Reiner doesn't want to give up. It's his last chance in Katowice. He wanted to lift the trophy in front of a crowd, but yet again, he is going to be denied.
Oliveira, he is doing it. We can see it in Reiner's face. We can see it in the hatchery going down. We can see it in the Marines tearing apart the base of Reiner. He will not be denied. His time has come, and he is ready to move on to the semifinals, sitting up now 70 supply over his opponent.
It would have to be one colossal throw, honestly, if Oliveira's going to let this one out of his hands. That's the best way to put it, right? And Reiner, he thinks there's a 1% chance he's going to try, but here come the Ghosts, and that is when he knows for a fact the Lurker transition is not going to work. There's no other options, Reiner. The Lings aren't even able to take care of tanks that are relatively undefended. That is going to be it. Oliveira is going to move on in IEM Katowice.
Another thing that struck me while I was watching this event, did we actually reach the skill ceiling? Or in other words, could there be even better players in the future? While this was probably the most skill-packed tournament of a decade, I have noticed a couple of mistakes myself. The strangest moment was Serral's GG timing. It felt as if it was something Idra would do. Look at the supply, it seemed like there was still a good chance to hold even with losing workers.
Yeah, also knocks out some larvae over there though, but we see the Roaches moving on forward, maybe being able to cancel a couple of these Banelings that are still morphing over here for Serral. Serral finishes a massive swarm of these Banelings. They are not able to find good connections on the Roaches, but they do manage to find some connections on his opponent's Banelings. Ragnarok comes swarming on forward, the Lings surrounding the Queens, and Ragnarok doesn't seem like he's going to be overwhelmed.
It's not enough, man. I mean, we've got more Roaches on the way from Serral. He just needs to get reinforcements out. Serral's shaking his head, though. I mean, Ragnarok doesn't really have too much love here. Is Serral really going to go out? He says yes, he is. He's up in supply, Serral. Don't leave too soon. No, he's going to go out. He says GG. Ragnarok is going to take it. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of Cell Supplier was ahead in workers, but he had a fair amount of roaches, and it really felt like Cell was on his last kind of few roaches that just maybe survived. I don't know, Ravi. That was kind of crazy, no? The entire game, I didn't think Ragnarok had the timing.
Also, there were many uncharacteristic mistakes made by Hero and Maru. Was it pressure from Oliveira's amazing run? For example, in this clip, Hero loses his Templar Archives that could potentially save him the game.
They can create the force field that Terran players dream of, and he wants to hit before Storm, and I think he's doing it, man. What a read by Oliveira.
Oh, what a read. Liberators are sieging up the probes pull in as we have a worker fight on the front lines, but Oliveira cleaves through that one, and he's going to stop Storm! No splash damage apart from a single Archon, and it's going to be kind of sad here as it runs to the left side. We can start another as well. The Liberators are already setting up for that part. The gateways are being unpowered, and Oliveira with 1-1 is looking great here, Roddy.
Oliveira with a soul read on this game. He knew that this was the moment to pull the boys. Now the Bio army is a little bit overstimmed and there are a couple of Immortals on the left, but Liberators are making sure that there is Terran justice in this part of the semi-finals as well. Hero has lost 41 probes, lost the army on the left side. That Nexus has like 10 HP. There is pulling the boys and there is pulling the boys at the greatest moment to ever do it. And this was the moment for Oliveira.
What a call, Roddy. I mean, like you say, he set up for the macro game and he just realizes, I've got a killing move right here. He does not hesitate, and it was perfect because he stops that storm. The one thing that could have stopped him, the Nexus falls, the Stalkers are going down, and I think we're saying goodbye to Hero for game number 3 as Oliveira is going to have a lead once again in the semi-final. Another cancel on units, and this is it. GG. Wow. Oliveira is a match away from the grand final.
And I have never seen Maru so frustrated.
Yeah, like the look on his face, you see there, he's thinking, he maybe doesn't know what to do, which is never the case because he's considered the smartest Terran in the world.
And I have certainly never seen so many upsets in a tournament. My prediction video was just trashed after the first day, and I hope I will be wrong many more times in the future. Such surprises make it even more enjoyable. Overall, this IEM was the most lively, joyful event that I have ever seen. I'm certainly looking forward to the next season of APT, which was confirmed on the stream. So, what did you like the most about this event? And while I'm writing Oliveira's story, make sure to check out more StarCraft 2 content in this playlist. And as usual, have a nice day and see you next time.